Hi Virgo, doing this again. You know what happens when I do this. I forget that the camera's not going and I'm talking away. Anyway, okay, so this is the Anna K Tarot deck, okay? This is the bottom of the deck energy, Knight of Pentacles. This is being content, taking maybe a minute to rest and just look at what you have built up thus far and the potential future with this, the way things are going. And this is about contentment, steady progress forward. Also, you might be thinking of making an offer to someone. Let's transition to a more stable, secure, committed relationship. There could be that. This is about nostalgia from the past and thinking about that relationship from the past, thinking about that person, hoping that person is thinking about you, hoping that they're wanting to work things out and reconcile. We've got the Lovers here. I need to go over the cards. Sorry. Six of Cups, Justice, the Lovers, Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Death. Okay? None of these are reversed. The clarifying deck will be reversed. Gemini could be Libra, could be Scorpio. So this speaks to wanting a reconciliation, hoping that person is thinking about you, at least thinking about talking to you again. This speaks to past life connection, soulmate energy. So I think it's not that you're hung up on them, but you're just, they're on your mind. And both of these right here are pensive. Okay, so if you look at them, they're both considering. This one's probably wishing on a star, like hoping that, oh, you know, I wish they would come back. I wish. And this one, and this is happening at night, so this is emotional, right? This is being content and feeling stable and solid and secure and being optimistic. So I think that you're hoping that this person is thinking about you too, and that there could be a reconciliation or at least talking again. You don't want it to be, you like the emotional, the connection, the nostalgia, the sweetness of it, remembering the good times and wanting to build on that. You don't want it to be clear cut and dried here with the swords and the, you know, it looks like Maleficent, you know, I mean, look at that. You don't want that. You don't want it to be cut and dried and everything being judicious. This could also be that there's been a breakup with your soulmate, somebody that you've been married to since childhood or a very long time. You feel like you've known forever nonetheless, and now it's in the courts. You don't want it to have to go that far, or it's heading towards the courts, and you don't want to have to involve the legal system. For you, it might seem like it's not necessary, like, can't we just work this out? You know, you're sitting here remembering the good times, and yeah, okay, we might be broken up, but does it have to go to this route? Okay. I think that you don't want the divorce comes to mind, but I think the connection severed. I think that's what it's about. However, what is true is that you're still connected. You're still connected. I am going to clarify that as much as I shouldn't, because I end up getting, okay, well, did you see that? I just picked up the cards and those two fell out. Okay, so you're still connected. You're still together. There's still this soulmate relationship. You're still intact. The relationship, according to this, is still committed and connected. This came out. This is Three of Cups. This is celebratory. This is connection, creativity, friendship, community, involvement, engagement, and just coming together, relationship progressing. And here is the Two of Wands reversed. So while it might be true that you're still connected and there's still plans are on hold, okay, there also could be, or that could be because maybe somebody got cold feet. Maybe somebody's thinking like, you know, I just don't know if I don't know what I want right now. I don't know if I want this relationship to progress. Some of you are married and the person's feeling like, wait a minute, I don't know anymore. Could be all of that. There's an unsureness about the future, and planning has kind of slowed to a crawl, or there's a lot of indecision and delay, a lot of setbacks, might be some frustration, okay? All right, so while there's still that connection, there's still that lack of progress forward. It could be too that you just want to stop and celebrate and no more planning. Like, for some of you, I know this is random. This is so random and weird, but some of it's like, oh, hey, we got married. We went and had this awesome, and I'm reflecting on that, but I kind of want to hunker down and just not be around people for a while, And I'm thinking about the lovely time we had on the wedding and our honeymoon and all that. And I know that's random and not really connected to this reading, but there it is. For some of you it might, but anyway. So yeah, there's a connection. It's slowed down the planning, the progress for the future. There's been delays, this and that, but there's still that connection, and you don't want there to not be a connection. You don't want it severed with this sword here. You don't want it to get just to where it's a. This doesn't speak to justice to me. This speaks to about it being just very sort of almost a cold relationship. You want you want the emotional connection. You don't want it to just be like, well, it's the right thing to do to stay together. This is business. You don't want that. You want the connection. You want all in. What you want to happen is if you want the realization that you're not trapped or you're not stuck, that you do have options, this is it. Okay, this is how you feel, but this is how it is. There's always a choice. I think you want to be reminded of that. I think maybe you're feeling stuck right now. You don't want that heartbreak. You'd rather indecision and not knowing what to do than to find out that, yeah, okay, I thought it was going this route, and you have that heartbreak. This always happens. This is not a surprise. Three of Swords is not a surprise. So that kind of heartbreak or disappointment is on the table, and you're hoping to God it doesn't go that way, but you would not be surprised if it did happen. Okay, so this is like painful separation, sorrow, grief, disappointment, but you knew rejection. You were aware of the chance of it happening. Okay, so you're probably in this relationship is probably, one could say, on the rocks. You're thinking that there's a chance to salvage this. I'm thinking about all that we've had. This could work. It could be taken to the next level. For some of you, it could also, there might have been a blip on the radar, but we're still built on a solid foundation here, and I'm willing to work towards it slowly and methodically for a continued future with this person. You don't want to stay together because it's the right thing to do. You don't want the person to want to stay together because it's the right thing to do. You're nostalgic. You're remembering the good times. The truth of it is you're still connected. It's just there's this Two of Wands reversed here, which is that lack of planning, the fear of the unknown. Somebody's considering the future and going, I don't know. And that might be you, because you want choice. You want choice. You don't want to get heartbroken. You just want to take a minute and think about things. There is going to be an ending and a beginning. So let's clarify that. All right, so what's going to happen with Virgo here? That flew out, and that flew out. Okay, so this is going to be, this is about what will happen. Okay, so there's going to be an ending, and there's going to be simultaneously a new beginning because of that. This, keep in mind, is for the month of the last 2 weeks of October. Okay, so what we have here is an ending. We have blocked communication, blocked loving communication. Maybe we're not talking. Maybe we're in our separate corners. This is someone's not feeling it. And this is this could be immature communication. In worst case scenario, it could be hateful communication. This is, again, lack of direction, lack of progression, delays, frustration, being wishy-washy, not following through. So this could be that the relationship is going through a change and an overhaul, because it might feel like somebody doesn't want what you originally agreed to in the relationship, right? Right now, you either got blocked emotions or the love is in fact on the rocks or gone. Like right now there's no in loveness here. Things are blocked, okay? This is, again, with the block, the delays, the not progressing forward. So things are at a standstill now. I think that's what this is about it being in the courts. You don't want that divorce. You don't want the divorce. You want to stay together. The thing is, I think this is about both of you being in your separate corners, and you're feeling like, you know what, this could work. Don't throw this away. And they're taking a break. I feel like they're taking a break because this is celebration. This is them out kind of partying and being around friends and just being separate, getting their feet under them. I think this too right here, this speaks to, like I said, having choice. I feel like they or you, and this could be you needing a break and you stepping away and you being nostalgic because there is this break, but I feel like you're in it and you want it, and yet the other person is being reticent. To that end, this is about choice, and this is the yes card, typically along with the sun. So this is about choice, right? This is about having choices, feeling like you don't have any choices. I feel like for some of you, you might want to feel like, you know, we've got so much at stake, and it's almost like you want the person to feel trapped, right? Like, no, you can't leave. You got to stay here. Who wants that, right? But seriously, some of you might be like, look at all that we have. You can't just walk away from that, okay? For others of you, I feel like you want choice. You just want choices. It doesn't mean that you want the breakup. You just want choice. All right. Somehow I ended up turning this card around here, I think. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Okay. What is this wanting choice about? Because that's going to confuse me now, because it's starting to feel like you don't want the divorce. Let's think about this. Hold on. Let's stop everything. Go to your separate corners. Get a hall pass. I don't care, but I don't want a divorce. This flew out, just saying. Yeah, let me back in from the cold. I don't want the disconnection. I don't want to be cast out. I just want to have a choice. What is a choice? What are you talking about here? What's going on? I think this is about being let back in and talking. Don't throw it away. Some of you might want to end this, but you feel trapped. But from what I'm getting is you're feeling nostalgic. You don't want to get divorced. You don't want to go to the legal system. There's still a love and a connection there. You don't want them to also be staying just because it's the right thing to do, but you feel like you're not on the same page anymore, that the planning and the progression of the relationship has stopped. You want choice. You want to be let back in the cold. You know, you want to talk. Let's talk about what happened. And you're feeling lonely. You're feeling like you're at a loss. You're feeling cast out. For some of you, this could be about feeling trapped, that you can't leave because you will be cut off and disconnected, and there's some material resources at stake. You want to talk about that. You don't want to be held captive by that. You want to have choice and options, and you don't want it to be like either or. You want the right thing to be done. Don't stay with me because we're married, but let's work this out. But if it's not going to work out, don't make it so that I can't leave. Don't cut me off. You want it to work out. There is going to be an ending. This does look like a breakup, or at least for the last 2 weeks of October. There's no loving communication here. The topic is not on love. There is, with this ending, there is a new beginning, but what that is remains to be seen. Let me see if I can get a look at that. What's this new beginning? What are you doing turned over? What's this new beginning? Keep in mind this is general, so I'm throwing out 2 or 3 scenarios, but there definitely is this feel of someone, you Virgo, wanting to stay, and the other person, but wanting choice in it, and there's still that connection, but the other person, a couple scenarios here. I keep getting Pisces. I don't know if that, maybe you're with the Pisces, somebody with strong Pisces in their chart. Anyway, I feel like I keep wanting to say that it's the connection is with the Pisces, even though this is Libra and that's Gemini. Go figure. And this is Scorpio. Oy. Yeah. Can't let go. So if there is a new beginning, it's going to be in limbo, because right now you don't want to let it go. You don't want to let it go. What about the other person? What about the other person? See that? Knight of Pentacles. So the other person could be an earth sign. I mean, we've got a mixed bag here at this point. This could be Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. When I asked about the other person, this was the other person. So they're taking their time thinking about it also. So this is in flux. There's an ending. It could just be an ending to the old relationship and a new beginning is born. But with this, the Ace of Cups reversed, this is about not love. This is about not planning, not forward progression, no new ideas, no new passion. Just saying, an ending. Virgo, you're not wanting to let it go, and the other person could be at least taking the time or wanting, and that could be why you're thinking about them, because the same person came up. They might want to have things at a standstill. They might want to move forward slowly with things different in the relationship. Then again, it could be them wanting to move forward with somebody else. But I don't think so. I think this is considering the relationship and having to revamp it, or at least taking a time out because it wasn't working. We don't know what we want to do next, but we're going to build. If we're going forward, it's got to be different. It's got to be on solid ground. All right, Virgo, shutting up. 2 cards. I can't get a lock on it though. That's just weird, because it's like you're still connected, but and there's an ending, but I don't think either of you want out. And the Hangman's not here, so it's not like someone's being passive aggressive and waiting for someone else to end it. That's what it feels like. It feels like there's been an ending, or there is an ending, but it's not over, and you two are both still in it. And there's still a love there, even though it doesn't feel, it feels like that you're just taking time away and it's a separation. It's a break, not a break up. I mean, everybody's different, but it just, the Virgos that I'm reading for, that's what it feels like. Just saying. And we have progress. Making a liar out of me. There's a breakup. Progress. Could be progress forward, solo for now. This could be you moving forward, building. Even though you can't let the past go, or you're still stuck on this one person, it's about like, well, I'm going to bide my time, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to do all these other projects and go out and have fun and do whatever, but my heart is still with this other person. So yes, I'm moving forward with my life, but I'm still thinking fondly of this other person. I'm still connected to this other person. I still want it to work with this other person. Some of you are like, nope, shut up, not going to happen. I get it. That perfect moment in time, inner peace, stillness, anything that's bothering you, and anything and everything just fades. Could be this celebratory energy here. It could be like this very slow, steady, methodical progression forward. Could be saying, all right, take some time for yourself. This is kind of heavy. You've been kind of thinking about this quite a bit. You need to take some time out and let go of some of this and just give it the space it needs and concentrate on yourself and do something nice for yourself. Because Virgo, when you don't get your alone time, or when you don't get, you're naturally hardwired to take care of other people, but when you don't get time for yourself, things can go sideways. Really need to have that time for yourself to rejuvenate and resource. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Virgo. I hope it was helpful, if not long-winded, right? Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.